Start with pawn to d4. This is how we usually begin the London. It controls the center and prepares everything else. Bring the bishop to f4. This is the trademark London move. Once the bishop comes to f4, your opponent usually understands, this person wants a lazy, solid opening. Push pawn to e3. This is the classic book move. It supports the center and opens the way for our other bishop to come out. Now sometimes, his bishop gives a check. In that position, we can simply defend with pawn to c3. It blocks the check and also supports our center. Now, of course, the computer usually says, knight to d2 is the best move. But the engine forgets something very important. I am an amateur, not Hikaru. So I choose the simple move. Pawn to c3. The main idea of the London opening is this. We slowly build a pawn pyramid. With pawns on c3, d4, and e3, we get a strong, solid structure. If your pawns start to look like a small pyramid, you're playing the London correctly. That's it. Simple moves, clear structure, and no need to memorize 20 moves of theory. All right, once again we open with d4, because why fix something that's already annoying for the opponent? And today, we are playing against a dummy cheater. Let's see how our hero behaves. He plays d5, trying to copy me like a kid copying homework. Fine. Let's go bishop f4. He develops his knight to c6. Amazing. He's playing normal moves. Didn't expect that from a cheater. Now comes our classic London book move. Pawn to e3. Very sophisticated. Very educational. Still 0 brain cells required. He develops his other knight to f6. Great, both knights out. Still no idea what he's doing, but at least it looks pretty on the board. Now we develop our light square knight to c3. This is starting to look like the Jobava London, also known as, I'm coming for your c7 pawn, prepare your tears. Let's see if he knows theory or not. Spoiler, he does not. We jump the knight to b5. At this point, even his engine must be panicking. And now, the legendary move, knight to c7, forking king and rook. And what happens? Oh no, he resigned. In just 6 moves. Such a beautiful opening, the London. You don't even need to beat the opponent. They beat themselves and hit the resign button faster than their engine can say, error 404. Cheater defeated in 6 moves. All right, this time I'm playing against a streamer. So now we need to be careful. Because streamers don't just play chess. They play chess with chat shouting wrong moves in their ear. We start with 1d4 and he responds with d5. Good, solid, respectable. We continue with bishop f4 and he goes for the symmetrical reply, bishop f5. Perfect. He wants symmetry. And we all know symmetry in chess is basically, please break me. So we push pawn to c4 to break symmetry instantly. And now, we set the trap. If he takes our c4 pawn, we go e3, opening the diagonal for our queen. Then queen to f3 becomes a rook sniper cannon pointing at his rook. Beautiful geometry. Even Stockfish would smile. But if he tries to defend with b5, we still put the queen on f3, and the only good move left is knight to c7, after which we can even sacrifice our bishop on c7. If he takes with the queen, we simply take his bishop. Look at evaluation bar, simple London tactics equals maximum emotional damage. But our streamer opponent didn't take the pawn. He plays pawn to e6 instead. Very humble of him to decline all. Continue with the classic pawn to e3. Then he plays a 6, trying to prevent our bishop from pinning on b5. Clearly, he watches too many How to Not Get Checkmated in 10 Moves videos. So we strike in the center. We take on a 5, he recaptures, and now it's time for what every London player loves. Random developing moves that somehow still lead to winning positions. Because that's the magic of the London opening. Even when you have no idea what you're doing, your position still looks like it came from a chess textbook. And that wraps up the final game of the video.